Hello and welcome to Hockey Talkie. My name is Clay. Thanks for tuning in. The NHL and by association the Chicago Blackhawks have released their full season schedule for this upcoming year. So I just wanted to make a quick little video here to kind of go through it, discuss it, just share my initial thoughts on it. So without further ado, let's get to it. Now, prior to this full season schedule release, we already knew the Blackhawks would be playing their first game of the season over across the pond. We knew they'd be participating in the NHL Global Series. They'll be playing in the Czech Republic against the Philadelphia Flyers. European fans, this is a prime opportunity to get to see your favorite team live, kind of close to you. So best of luck getting tickets. I highly recommend doing it because it's one thing, watching them on TV. It's another thing to watch your favorite team live in person. Now, of course, some of you may have already made trips over to the United States or Canada to watch them, but it's fun to be able to see them kind of close to where you live. For us North American fans, reminder, this game, because of fancy time zones, will be a midday game, 1 o'clock Central Time game. So if you don't have a fancy job where you can stream the game while you work, make sure to get your PTO requests in so you can watch the game live. Just a suggestion. Now, because the Blackhawks are playing over in the Czech Republic, because of travel, they're going to have 5 days of rest between that and their next game. And their next game just happens to be their home opener. That'll be played against the San Jose Sharks. And that will kick off a 7-game homestand, essentially to start the season. Not only that, but the Blackhawks only have 2 road games in the month of October and 1 back-to-back. So this is a month to start the season that the Blackhawks really need to take advantage of. Because after that, things are going to be a bit of a grind, especially November. The Blackhawks have 4 back-to-backs during the month of November, and all 5 Saturdays in November are road games, which brings me to my next point. It really sucks that the Blackhawks only have 2 home Saturday games. For people with families, for people who don't necessarily live close to Chicago, like for me, I'm an hour and a half on a good day, like a no traffic day, no Chicago traffic day, which like never happens. So weekday games kind of suck. For people like me or people with families, it would be a lot nicer if there were some more Saturday games. Now, I know that the Blackhawks are a big draw for other teams just because of marketability and for those teams to draw crowds and stuff. I get that. I really do. But come on. 2 over the course of an entire season? Come on. That's just not fair. Now, December won't be quite as bad as November, only 3 back-to-backs during that month, but still a solid booking of hockey for the Blackhawks, so not a whole lot of rest. Good news and bad news. Good news is that the Hawks will be playing at home on my birthday, and it's kind of a big birthday this year for me, so hopefully wanting to celebrate quite well with that. Unfortunately, the bad news is the Hawks never really play well on my birthday, so a little worried. Thankfully, the Blackhawks don't have any outdoor games this year, particularly January 1st outdoor games, so that's kind of nice. We can essentially just kind of knock a loss off our record already. But beyond that, the Blackhawks have a very favorable January schedule, very similar to our October schedule. 6 home games, 4 away games, 1 back-to-back. Not a whole lot of hockey during that month. Now, part of that is because of the All-Star break that is happening basically the last weekend of January. But even with that, the Blackhawks have quite a bit of rest kind of before and after that All-Star break. They have 4 days off before the All-Star game and 5 days off right after it. So not counting the All-Star game, that's 10 straight days that we don't have Blackhawks hockey. Now, if you thought November was bad, let me introduce you to February. February is going to absolutely suck. 3 home games that month. None of them weekend games, by the way. 2 Wednesdays and a Friday. 3 home games and 11, yes, 11 away games. That is absolutely brutal. And not only that, but February is the month the trade deadline is. So depending on how the Hawks do during this tough stretch of hockey, could make or break the season. In fact, it will make or break the season. It'll be the difference between them being buyers or sellers at the trade deadline. And quite frankly, it's tough to be optimistic about. If we find a way to survive February, March is going to be nice. because that month is basically the exact opposite of February. We'll have 11 home games and 4 away games. So that'll be nice kind of for a possible push to the playoffs if we are in that position. Blackhawks have a favorable schedule for that. And then the Hawks finish off the season with 2 away games in the month of April, including the last game of the season being a noon game against the New York Rangers at Madison Square Garden. A nice little original 6 matchup to kind of end the season. That's kind of neat. So to kind of summarize this full season schedule for the Hawks, they have these nice bookend months. They have October and March that are very favorable in terms of schedule, but it's the rough season in between. It's going to be very interesting to see how mentally tough this team is during those harsh winter months. So with that said, thank you so much for watching this episode of Hockey Talkie. I really appreciate it. Seriously, we just passed 500 subscribers on this channel, which is absolutely bonkers to me. I know some people are going to say that's nothing, and maybe they're right, but I'm not one of those people. I don't think that way. I think it's pretty insane. So thank you so much for liking and sharing and subscribing and doing all those wonderful things. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate that. Make sure you leave your thoughts on the full season schedule down in the comment section below. I love reading your thoughts every single video. I read every single comment. I love seeing all the different perspectives. Keep doing that. Don't look at buying tickets quite yet. Just FYI, tickets don't go on sale until August, so you have time. Until then, just make sure to stay safe, make good decisions, and I'll see you next time.